you remember when the internet was basically touting in front of everybody that PlayStation 5 was the most profitable generation ever? Do you remember IGN's article, which actually said Sony says PS5 is the most successful PlayStation generation ever, making $136 billion in sales so far, with the little underscore money talks? Do you remember Tweaktown making this particular headline a very flavorful one? PlayStation 5 made $136 billion sales in 5 years. Sony's Gen 9 ecosystem has a 9.5% profit margin. Also, not only did Tweaktown stop there, he talks about what he called the profitability in terms of this particular generation and how much it generated. Oh no, we're not even going to stop right there. Well, look at this. Rebecca Valentine of IGN again. Sony says, oh boy, this is May 30th, 2024, by the way, in case you didn't know what the dates are and you're listening to the video. The Tweaktown one date is June 13th. So they were touting this thing for like an entire year, okay? Sony says PlayStation 5 generation is its most profitable console generation to date, but half of current players are still on PS4. Do you remember Icon Era? SIE CEO Nishino confirms the PlayStation 5 is the most profitable generation at Tokyo Game Show 2025. How about NeoGAF, the source of the last FUD that put a lot of PlayStation fanboys at a reputation deficit? Sony Interactive Entertainment has declared PS5 as the company's most financially successful console. This article basically made it, in my mind, very funny. This is from Culture Curve. This is a thread. This is on Threads. This is also another one over here from the subreddit for PS5. And then this one on The Gamer said, the PS5 proves you don't need games to succeed. They were literally rubbing it in everybody's face. And yet, Microsoft comes in. They want to push for higher profit margins, and Xbox is dead. You are living in clown world. Okay? That's where you're living in. Clown world. They want you to believe that you have lost your freaking mind because a company wants more profits like its contemporaries, or better than its contemporaries. How dare you? This is why they increased the profits. This is why they increased the price of Game Pass. While they were increasing those prices in Sony's own land, none of you said anything. While Sony came and sat down with its own investors and said, we want to basically raise our own operating profit margin, Keeger, to 10% or more. None of you said a single word. I am now going, again, guys, this is exactly what you need to do. You want to take this and you want to feed it to those who continue to do this nonsense back and forth. Every single day, there's got to be an Xbox is dead, insinuation. And Jez Corden, his publication is also the funniest. This is why I always laugh when people say things like, oh, Jez is an Xbox fanboy. Bro, I don't even know what Jez even does, like in terms of how he leans or what he prefers in terms of these consoles. I think he literally, at any given day, can write whatever you think or not think. Okay? Let the man alone, you PlayStation fanboys. You guys are literally some of the nastiest snakes I've ever seen. Jez writes, inside Xbox's profit pressure, how a 30% margin target is reshaping everything from studios to strategy. What's funny is Inside Gaming's Lawrence, I think is Sungrass, I think that's his name. He actually talked about this a year ago, about Xbox needing or wanting a higher profit margin. Microsoft CEO Amy Hood has forced Xbox to deliver an industry margin far beyond what is typical for gaming in general, which would devastate the business if not rectified soon. Jez and all of you, can you all please stop being armchair people that run business or run the business of, Xbox? Can you all stop? Because you see, your Twitter, bubble, if we had actually believed that it was true, Game Pass would not be at $5 billion in revenue, surpassing PlayStation Plus. Many of you said that Game Pass had these problems and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You all talked about it, right? And so now every single one of you, instead of you to say, okay, let's see if they can pull it off, you're already telling us how it's already a bad thing, including the bad things that y'all told us that it was kind of or going to be down the road. Over the summer, I said to my two Xbox podcasts that I heard a rumor that Microsoft was forcing Xbox to deliver a 30% profit margin. However, unable to land enough concrete evidence, I'd hoped the insane figure had been hearsay. It must have been right. Bro, again, Lawrence Songrass talked about this stuff a while back. All of you were celebrating PlayStation's profit margins. Maybe not you, Jez, but the internet was jumping all over this thing. And Sony came out in front of their investors and were talking about how they wanted to go ahead and improve and increase their profit margins. They talked about the ways they were going to even do it. They talked about exactly what they were going to do, how they were going to do it. And yet, nobody said anything about it being unrealistic. I guess now Xbox is shooting for the moon, and how dare they? That's every single story you're going to hear about Xboxes. How dare they? How dare they call a PC an Xbox, even though they were part of the people who made it? How dare they disrupt this market? How dare they launch games day and date? How dare they go multiply and put their games on PlayStation? How dare they? And when you tell these PlayStation fanboys, many of them don't even know how to even respond or even use data. They just immediately say Xbot, like somebody told them to say it. I gotta ask you, Xbox, you PlayStation pundits, do you really inform your own audience? Because for some strange reason, they are very, very poorly informed on many issues surrounding gaming. It's so weird. What are you doing? You're making a fool out of them. They go out to the public space and they cannot even speak coherently without having to blast some nastiness out of their mouths. If they were confident, why would they feel the need to insult other people? They're not. They are basically getting trash information from fanboy brain rot dumb, the kingdom of the fanboy brain rot. And so now look at all of them doing this after they had basically followed the script that you guys served to them without any careful thought process as to how this would actually implicate or what the implication of this stuff would be down the road. Sony ain't sleeping. Xbox ain't sleeping. And Xbox has looked at PlayStation and said, goodbye, we're leaving you in the grass. Even PlayStation knoweth it. When they said that their business was pretty much behind, their pillars, was behind the competition and dated, they knew what they were saying. Xbox has been on the run. So if y'all are just coming together with a 30% margin, let me tell you what's going on here. If Jazz had heard about it last summer and Lawrence had heard about it last year, then why is Jason Schreier writing about it this year? What is Jason Schreier's intention about this? Did he just get confirmation about it? Is he rehashing an old story to put it in this context to make it seem like, ooh, there's this kind of a weird turmoil? And finally, what's wrong with a CFO and business custodians shooting to increase their profit margins? You, as an individual, should be shooting to increase your profit margins. You know how you're going to do that? Don't give them any of your money.